Hello, my name is Andy and I am the Village Idiot. I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. I'm using that time to attempt to visit every civil parish in England. You're watching the West Lindsey series. This is one of the 9 districts of Lincolnshire and one of the county's most rural. It has 128 civil parishes. Let's see which one this episode's all about. Welcome back to West Lindsey, everybody. Now today we're in one of those rare villages which I've never been to before here, so I don't know anything about this. This is going to be a fun one then, isn't it? Because not knowing anything means I can't really have any prior knowledge. I do know there is a church here, and that is our start point, and we're going to head through what is a linear village down towards a school and then walk back again. This is the very small parish of Frysthorpe. The West Lindsey series is sponsored by Gainsborough Cycles 01427 617 752. For all your cycling needs, this is your one-stop shop, located at 20 Ropery Road or online at gainsboroughcycles.com. There's a link in the description. Gainsborough Cycles, ask for Trevor Halstead. And this video is also sponsored by Jamie's Fitness Studio, based on Low Road, Grayingham, near Curtin in Lindsey. Jamie is one busy lady. Check her out by calling 07906 749 574 or emailing hello@jamies.co.uk. Online membership is available. There's a link to her Facebook page in the description. Jamie's Fitness Studio. Get fit, get happy, get healthy. Here's my disclaimer for people who may be watching me for the first time. I say things as I would in my native accent and dialect. As a result, I may not pronounce things in the same way as the locals do. Remember, I'm a visitor. It's impossible to know everything. Leave me a comment, spin me a like and bash that subscribe button. Let's get to today's parish video. More West Lindsey for you today as we take on the very small Frysthorpe. On its own, this is one of the smallest in West Lindsey, but statistically, it's often recorded with neighbouring Snarford and Snelland. In total, the 3 villages share a population of around 200. Frysthorpe is situated 4 miles southwest of Market Rasen, just off the A46 near Foldingworth. It's got a handful of houses, a church and a school. The meaning of its name is seemingly unknown. Historically, it was spelt with the first 2 vowels, the I and the E, reversed. It's also been known as Frysthorpe. Some of the stories here are quite something. First of all, Frysthorpe's church once had a rector whose sons fought in World War I. 5 of them never returned, and thanks to Lincoln Cathedral, these men are forever remembered. There's also a drain in the village where a very unusual sea creature was once found. Quite amazing really, seeing as we're nearly 30 miles away from the nearest coastline. Frysthorpe also had a royal presence in 2017 when the Princess Royal visited the village to open perhaps its biggest business. The school here is not your average village primary either, far from it. Named Kissimwell School, it's a registered special school for ages 8 to 19. Quite a bit here then. Here's what I made of it all. We start on Church Lane, which is a dead end off an unnamed road that leads south from the A46 at Foldingworth. This is where most of the houses in Frysthorpe are. The Grade 2 listed Anglican church is dedicated to St Peter. This is of 13th century origin and was completely rebuilt in 1841, except for its tower. It once had a thatched roof, a very uncommon thing in Lincolnshire. However, in 1839 it was blown away in a storm. The church is tiny, seating only 60 people. In Victorian times, Frysthorpe had a rector with a very large family, 8 sons and 6 daughters. His name was Reverend Prince William Thomas Beechey. All 8 of his sons signed up to fight in World War I, but only 3 returned. 6 crosses were made from Oolithic limestone, originally from Lincoln Cathedral. 5 of them were placed at the last known resting places of each of the 5 brothers, and the 6th was installed in this very church. Okay, so on entering the church here, the first thing I've noticed is this carpet under my feet, this blue carpet. It's quite a very thick pile. It's soft, it's squishy, it's brilliant. It's nice and comfortable. Right, let's head up into the chancel. I like these pews, by the way. These seem to be newish. They're not wooden. Well, they are wooden, but they've obviously been painted and well looked after. Oh, look at this, look. There's some memorials on these. Look, Bill Baxter, 1927 to 2014. He's a guy with a lawnmower, so he may have been a guy who cut the grass in the churchyard. Who knows? We've got one here that says Frysthorpe. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's really good. There's one with a prayer on it here. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has withheld nothing from your world and has created therein beautiful creatures and godly trees for the enjoyment of mankind. I think that's trees, isn't it? Yeah, trees. Right, let's head into the chancel. Here we go. Not much stained glass here. There's a bit at the top there, but generally speaking, it's just natural light in here because of the clear glass. There's a bit on these side windows as well. Let's head back the other way. Oh, look at this glass here. I didn't see this one. I did not give them willingly. This is a war memorial. There's poppies on it, you can see there. And there's some soldiers in the bottom right hand corner. Obviously that's the church there. There's a tablet here. I think it's war related too. Yeah, in grateful memory of these guys who were lost in the First World War. And something else I noticed when I came into the church straight away was this at the back here, just behind the font. This fantastic curtain. Now I wonder what's behind this. The tower is obviously above us here, so I assume. Ah, here we go, look. That's how you get up the tower. There's the bell ropes. Oh, look at this. This church rebuilt 1841. That's handy, finding little things like that, isn't it? So there you go. That is the church here in Frysthorpe. Let's carry on walking through the village and see what else we can find here. As you head south, the road bends to the left and the houses sort of, well, stop. There are a handful and there's a farm or two as well. Frysthorpe has no shops or any kind of amenities really. It's also never had a primary school, but it does have an educational establishment on Shortwood Lane. Running alongside Shortwood Lane there's a narrow drain. This was in 1879 the rather unexpected location for a beluga sturgeon to be found. Usually found in the sea, the fish is believed to have swam up the River Witham from Boston before finding its way into Frysthorpe. It weighed 111 pounds and was 6'10" long. The drain passes the entrance to Acacia Hall, the children's home associated with Kissimall School. This caters for young people aged between 8 and 19 with autism, learning disabilities and complex needs, including behaviours of concern. It's registered with the Department of Education as an independent special school. So of course we can only view Acacia Hall from a distance because it's private property. We can't go up the drive and get any closer to the school. But I think Kissimall School needs a special section, doesn't it, to explain it properly. So that is what's coming your way right now. Kissimall School offers full-time education programmes for up to 38 weeks of the year. It operates over 2 sites with 1 registration. These sites are at Swinderby in North Kesteven, between Lincoln and Newark, and here at Acacia Hall. It was founded in 1977. The majority of the children who attend the school are residents at Acacia Hall, although the school does also offer day and weekly placements. Each and every young person here is encouraged to join some form of community activity each week. These activities are what most of us would consider to be simple, like using the local swimming pool, visiting a shop, or even just using public transport. But of course, these are things which the students here would potentially find difficult. They're also able to access vocational work through the school, reinforcing their functional learning skills through real-life, work-based tasks. It's no wonder then that Kissimall keeps receiving glowing reviews from Ofsted. So there you go, we've walked all the way to the other end of the village, and yeah, not a very big one, is it? It's quite a small place, this. Not really much going on, just a school and a church and a handful of other properties. Now there is one more thing that falls within Frysthorpe's boundaries, which I do want to talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in the car once I've got back to the church and drive up towards the A46 and Foldingworth, because on the A46 there's a business which is all to do with dogs. The last part of this episode sees us take a drive north from the church up to the A46, which is the parish boundary. Frysthorpe only really has one other major landmark. That would be an old UK branded petrol station which sold fuel until around 2004. Known as Clifton's of Foldingworth, it was a typical village garage with servicing and repairs as well as fuel. It was rebranded from Rick's in 1994, and in 1997 it became a self-service filling station. It had also been a hand car wash twice for short periods of time, but now it's occupied by Lintran K9, who make dog transit boxes for vehicles, the kind of thing you often see in the boot of cars. Lintran K9 have 30 years of experience. They're a small, family-run business established in 1988, and they moved here to the former petrol station in 2017. Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal was in attendance here in October of that year, helping them celebrate 30 years in business and officially open their new premises. And that, my friends, has been the parish of Frysthorpe. Time for me to move on to the next one, which is actually within walking distance from here. Despite that, I still have to drive to my starting point, so off I go up the A46. I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and this has been the parish of Frysthorpe, and I'm out.